Hello everyone and welcome to the episode of Vault Hunters. I have so much to show you today. I've been really hard at work on the Jank Redstone and I've actually finished all of the major Redstone. There's still a lot of stuff to do per each level, but all the big systems, the treasure system, the decay system, the beacon system, all of these things are now fully in place. It's been a busy few days, let me tell you. Now, we're going to be going through all of this redstone later on in this episode, but I don't want to start off with redstone, which may put some people off. I understand that. Not everyone's into the redstone. I promise this is kind of the last big redstone episode. From next week, I'm going to start actually building up the levels. So don't worry, I will be back with more building stuff. But yes, let's start off with something a bit simpler. And actually, there is a big thing happening on the server at the moment, and that is update 13. We've officially updated the mod pack, which means some things have changed. There's some new vaults I definitely want to run. Wait, what's this? Why does it sound like a creeper? Oh my god! What is that? Okay, it's not moving, so it's definitely not real. Is it like an armor stand kind of thing? So somebody has pranked me. How do I get rid of this now? What is this? Okay. Animatrix. Can hold one more egg and display the entity above it. I mean, I got a wither spawn egg. That's pretty fun. I don't know who did that, but whoever did it, kudos. That terrified me. Okay. Well, that's creepy. I don't know who did that. To be fair, I have been renting people's properties out without their permission, so I think a fair few people may have had a hand in this. I was just trying to get some rotten flesh, but have a look at what Staircut's done with Code's original base. Oh my god, that kitchen is... Oh, that is quite something. I wouldn't be surprised if Code was the one who put the wither in my base. And to be honest, I think I deserve it looking at that. So the update has brought several changes to the game, but the main thing I'm kind of excited about is that we've got some new vaults. There's a brazier vault and there is a new cake vault. Now I have 3 keys with me. I'm also going to bring some vault gold because there's some new vendors. And one of the new vaults is the cake vaults, which we need a cake seal for. And we can only find those in the vaults. So I'm going prepared because I definitely want to try and find one of those. So let's hope we get a brazier vault. Oh, okay. Well, it's not. It's a guardian's vault with a plus 10% chance of champion spawning. Right, after several unsuccessful attempts, I've discovered that you can actually just create a seal, the seal of the scout, and that will automatically guarantee that you get to light the braziers. And seeing that I've tried like 4 or 5 volts already, can't seem to get it. There you go. That's significantly easier. Yay! Okay, we managed to do it. So we need to find 6 braziers. I'm not 100% sure how they work, but I know that you're given modifiers every time you hit a brazier. Should I try doing this altar? I got distracted already. Kill dweller mobs. Okay, we can do this. How many do 27? Okay, so this is one of the new megalith things, monoliths. Oh, and is that a door as well? Oh, that's a... Okay, right, one thing at a time. So we get 1 short and 1 swift. Oh, plus 1 speed, minus 1 volt timer. Okay, yeah, let's do that. That sounds good. Is this a vendor room? Okay, we got a vendor room. And I do actually have some gold on me. So we can purchase some stuff from this. I don't want this chest plate. 27 gold is quite expensive for that, I think. Downstairs. Oh, there's more here. So the thing I'm looking for is cake. Looking for cake vault. We got a key piece. We bought a key piece from the vendor room. But there's nothing else I can see that's worth it. That's cool though. These are new vendor rooms that have been added in. Now, I need to focus because I need to kill 27 mob dwellers in 7 minutes. And I've killed 0 up to now. None of these classify as mob dwellers. I think I just need to go downstairs and activate everything. And then that will definitely give us enough guys. Oh god, that's a baby burpy boy thing. So this was a bad idea. I've killed the scary child. Oh, that's what it is. It's an elite guy. And there's no cave dwellers, no vault dwellers in sight. Fantastic. I've messed this up. We've got 5 minutes to kill 26 vault dwellers, and I can't even find one. So I don't think that's going to happen. I've killed 2 vault dwellers. Only another, oh god, only another 25 to go in 3 minutes and a half. Okay, it's not happening. It's not happening. I think let's cut our losses. Let's assume we're not going to do that. And instead, let's keep on going forward and try to at least complete this vault. Oh, there's another monolith. Plus 10% item rarity, minus 50% trap disarm. Okay, so what we get? We got Baron. So chest only half filled. Great, that sounds fantastic. Okay, well, that's not too bad because we can continue looking for monoliths. At least we can get the monolith crate. I also can spend some time just mining ores because ores aren't barren. Not the worst thing that could have happened. Oh, here we go. 1 chunky mob, 1 copious. I do like this system because you can actually pick and choose. If I really didn't fancy chunky mobs, I could have taken something else instead of that brazier. I could have waited for another one. -1 on the vault timer. Sure, we need to finish this. So yes, we've got 7.5 minutes. Ruthless mobs. I do want 25% regeneration though. Can we see it? Yeah, here it is. Lovely. So +1 speed, minus 50% trap disarm. Cool. So we're very speedy at the moment. But the mobs are 20% stronger, 20% more damage. So maybe we don't do any mob related stuff. And especially we don't do a hard spider dungeon. That sounds like not a very good thing to do. I think let's just leave. Let's just leave. Oh, but that is a lot of XP. Wow, that is good. I'm nearly level 65, which is when the gear gets better. Some good stuff. We got a lot of ores in that run, which is nice. I'm trying to build up my ore collection for when we start working on the junk manager. But yeah, I do like the new brazier vaults. I think they're pretty cool. I also am hoping to find a cake seal in one of the vaults at some point, because I think that would be pretty cool to run with a load of people. But also I think next episode we're going to meddle a bit with the seal of the creator, because there's a new kind of vault called a paradox vault, which is pretty exciting, let me tell you. But let's talk redstone. So as I mentioned in the intro to this episode, I have been working on the redstone for Jank, and I can proudly say that we have all of the main systems online now. So I want to go through each level and explain what's happening in the background of Jank. So we obviously got the entrance here. I've explained the kind of shulker box unloading system back here in an earlier episode. So this is now what Jank looks like. I've started kind of creating level 1. You can see that this is going to be our 4 seasons level. So we've got this is going to be spring over here, this is summer, then we've got autumn and winter over there. So this red line here, this determines if the game is on or off. It's toggled at the entrance up above, and that will activate several of the systems down there. Anytime something's connected to the red line, it's something that triggers at the start of the game. And also this is the system that's going to help us to reset everything once the game is over. I explained before this system here, this is our kind of computer system. This will take each of the items that players can bring into Jank and determine what happens with those items. And you can actually see now that I've placed all of the items in. So this is item 85, Spider Eye, and you get that in level 9. Or for example, number 51, Light Blue Dye, which you get in level 6. So players will be unlocking these items the more they go down, and then basically when they activate the game, these items will go through the system and power different lines, activating different things. This system here is starting item system. So when players enter the game through here, you can see there's a chest here where items will be collected. So if you've unlocked, for example, a diamond chest plate and you've selected it as one of your items that goes through the system, a diamond chestplate will appear in this barrel. And the way that works is pretty straightforward. At levels 2, 3, 4 and a tiny bit of 5, some of these redstone lines come off and they will activate some droppers, and these droppers will have the beginner items that players can pick up in the barrel. This one here is our treasure system. So when players enter the game, it will toggle this clock. So this clock will just go backwards and forwards like so. Yeah, there you go. And that will send off a signal to each individual level, and that's this big purple line that you'll see all the way down and up. And there'll be several treasure spots throughout each level that will connect up to this line and trigger whenever that clock activates. Now it's going to be slightly more complicated than this, because each of the treasure spots is going to have a randomizer which determines if it powers or not, and therefore if it drops treasure or not. And there will be a limit to how much treasure you can get on each level, which also means there'll be a system to keep track of what level players are on. Now down here we've got a very similar system, and this is for food. There will also be food spots that will drop food. So yeah, so that's pretty much the same as the treasure. Down here we've got another clock which is very similar, and this is for the glowing effect. So because we'll have ravagers and other mobs around each level, this system here will trigger off some bells that will make the mobs glow. I still need to work out how I'm going to do this, because I'm going to need a lot of bells and it's going to get quite messy. So I may just have some bells and not cover all the levels. Now the slightly more complicated systems, essentially this is the decay system. While players are running around the dungeon, certain doorways, passageways are going to get blocked off, and that's going to make it harder for players to reach the exit. So these are similar as before. These are just like hopper clocks that send off a signal every so often, but the way they trigger depends on what items players have unlocked. So level 1 decay is just the base level, and it happens very quickly, so every minute or so stuff may have a chance to open or close. Second level decay, which is only accessible if you've got a specific item, will happen twice as slowly. Then third level decay will happen 3 times as slowly, and fourth level decay will happen 5 times as slowly. 4 times as slowly. Yeah, so there's nothing too crazy about this, but it did take me a while to kind of design it. But not as long as it took me to design this thing. So this is the beacon system, and I hate it. I hate it so much. I hate it with a passion. I'm very proud of it. Still hate it. So if players unlock the right items, they will get beacon effects throughout the actual game. So there's actually 4 clocks here. One is for resistance, one's for regen, one's for speed, and one's for jump boost. But the problem was that this is an enormous game. Because of that, I've had to place 48 beacons throughout this game. So first of all, I've been using these powered rails and observers instead of redstone lines, because I was worried that we were using so much redstone that it was just going to create a whole load of lag. Whenever one of these hopper clocks activate, it sends a pulse down this line. It goes all the way through here into my worst nightmare, this part here. So we got these lines running all the way around the game until it reaches a corner of the game where this massive mess happens. So this is a very complicated redstone that just makes me sad. It took me so long to get this to work. It really took me days. So you got these lines running all the way around, and when they reach these corners, this particular observer here, as well as this one and there's 2 more, picks up the signal from here, sends it down towards these little contraptions here. And these are, I think they're called T-flop systems. I just call them toggles. When this line gets powered, it drops the item that was in this dropper into the second dropper here, which then powers this piston. And that's not all, because we don't just have 4 beacons here and 4 in each corner. We also have an additional 32 beacons at different heights. We also needed to make the signal not just go round and round, but go up as well. Had to then replicate those toggles up here again, and that sends the signal up. It's a mess. It's an absolute mess. But to be honest, it is pretty cool to think that all I need to do is send one small signal over here, and 12 beacons turn up, and suddenly I've got jump boost throughout the entire game. So that's kind of the main systems. There is a bit more that I've also done. You can see that on the left here, I've added in this system here. And what this is a treasure deposit system. So in each level, players will be collecting treasure, and that treasure will be placed in the respective chests for each of the levels. And once enough treasure has been deposited for that level, the first light will turn on and the players will get a new item that will spawn here. Once the whole thing is full up, the second light will turn on and a second item will drop off for that level. And all this is pretty straightforward system that just calculates how many items end up in this hopper and then triggers these droppers to drop items in this water stream that then goes round and fires off here at the end. So yeah, that's a lot of redstone. I do feel like I made a good amount of progress on the game. So from next episode, I think I'm going to move on to phase 2 of Jank. Phase 1 is creating all the systems. Phase 2 is building up all of the levels. So it's going to be a lot more building focused, not so much on the redstone for now. And then eventually we'll have phase 3 where we'll join together these two systems and we're going to connect all of those redstone systems that we've talked about to the levels themselves. And part of phase 2 is also going to be implementing the puzzles and the parkour. So there's a lot to do, but there's a lot we've done. And I think we can be proud of what we've achieved here today. Now with that, it is the end of this episode. I hope you have enjoyed it, and if you have, please remember to comment, like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one.